Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today, and one that has been coming for a very, very long time. Now, I don't know the order that I'm going to be putting these in. I'm just going to be talking and saying what's right. I don't have a script in front of me. This is going to be coming videos, screenshots, and also a recollection memory of going down memory lane with all of the receipts in front of me. Now, if you are coming on over via a crossover and you have no idea who I am, welcome. I used to do Borderlands related content. I used to do builds, I used to do glitches, and also doing mathematical portions of the Borderlands franchise. Started back in 2009, and I have almost 30,000 hours across the entire franchise. I know a couple of things. So anyways, let's go ahead and just get right into this video, shall we? It all starts back in 2019. It's going to be just very, very close to the post-launch of Borderlands 3, and there was a clip from a certain person named who showed how to turn on the read-only files, which is not a new thing at all. This has been a thing since the Borderlands 2 days, actually, possibly even Borderlands 1, where read-only farming for mission items to get things like the Sandhawk or the Pimpernel or the mission-related items for read-only files were restricted so that you could just continuously farm them. Here's a little tutorial from Opioid at the post-launch of the game.
Okay. So save file, right? Here's an example. Okay, properties. Set it to read only. Click apply. Under the security tab, click edit. Select your account. Restrict write restrictions. Deny write permission. Click apply. Allow it to continue. Click OK, and you're good. Okay, I'm gonna undo it. On that file. That was a test file.
And there's your tutorial. So now fast forwarding, there was a exploit that existed where a chest at the end of the story allowed you to have legendaries pop in it guaranteed, and via the EchoCast extension, viewers who were watching could get this loot. Now, if you remember back in the day of 2019 when Borderlands launched, there was two things that you could do in the game at end game besides just making another character from scratch and hitting level 50 again. You could either fight Grave Ward and open up the chest at the end there, which was considered the superiority complex version of playing the game, or there was the open up the Lilith chest at the end and then give it to. Now, my confusion is if my goal was to open up this chest over and over again and use the EchoCast feature, what's the difference between using the EchoCast feature or just doing it myself, picking it up, making 50 mules, inviting people into my lobby, or just using the mail system and give it to them that way? The EchoCast feature is just a easier way to kind of mitigate all the extra processes of sending it via mail or just inviting people into the lobby. It was just a much easier way. So save files are actually a thing as well that you could just use via Discord that, you know, every content creator who did a build uses. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at someone who joined the stream team as the original stream team member. The person is SchviftyFive. SchviftyFive was a person who joined onto the stream team and did a few of the shows and hosts and things like that. And via this Twitter post here, they said that they got called a e-girl or internet something, whatever. I wasn't me, but someone said that they called her that for that was also using the little best exploit. As you can see, I never made any sort of comment in here. I noticed that this was a post that happened, and it was kind of just up with everybody, it seemed. And they were talking in this post here about wanting a positive environment, a legitimate way of playing the game. So going after folks who did the Lilith chest exploit and going after the ones who tried to create a positive community by passing hard to get gear, anointed gear at the time, which was actually kind of difficult in Mayhem 3. Let's go ahead and see what Schwifty did for providing positivity to the game via some of these clips. Let's go ahead.
Status effects and also increasing the status effect damage, which is what this whole build's all about. So
Wonderful.
we skipped tier 3 because we're not really firing a gun mainly, so the increased fire rate is not really benefiting from us.
Okay.
Next tier down on the left, we took this is the big word, nitrotrinadium engines. Basically, we put 5 points in there because we're getting max fuel and we're getting action skill cooldown.
Yeah, so as you can see in the Ultimate Vault Hunters, which happened in every single episode of Ultimate Vault, by the way, there was just this blank stare and expression whenever someone, in this case Psychotic Wolf, talking about their build. There was just this blank expression, comments like, okay, wonderful, wow. It was like watching really old cringy reaction videos where there was like, on one side there was actual good content, and then there was a person reacting to it that had no facial expressions. They had absolutely nothing to provide to the actual content, which is what we see in the Ultimate Vault Hunters host here. They had they had nothing to provide to roll off of the actual good content and build makers that were on the show. She was reading a script, by the way. I don't know if that's relevant, but just reading the script, getting paid for it, and that was the positive environment and also the bettering of the game. That was it. So going after someone's content and then following it up with that, yeah, you can kind of just add the pieces together here, can't you? But anyways, moving on from Schwifty and the red chest exploit, wasn't a big deal. It got patched later on, whatever. So later on in the franchise, Ultimate Vault Hunters happened, and Schwifty was that, and he ended up blocking pretty much everybody who was associated with that. So there was no conversation, there was no talking, Twitch chats, there was nothing. Just block and move on, whatever. Moved on with their lives. Going on into Arms Race. Arms Race was a piece of content that you could basically have a battle royale mode where you kind of just built your character from scratch. You spawn in with nothing, you pick up your gear, and you just go on and try to see if you can beat the final boss in a set period of time. Now, there was a lot of glitches that were added with this. A lot of glitches that were added. You could open up the vault cards and you can get weapons in from the vault card weapons and put them into your Arms Race runs, so you can get like all the OP gear that was in there. You could even extract it too, and you can use that as your run. You could take story mission items, and if you don't turn in the quest and go into Arms Race from there, hey, they're in your inventory and you can use them. Another really cool glitch. There was also the car teleportation glitch as well. Lazy Data ended up starting this glitch and used it to farm the Wotan boss, which was used for either speed runs or also just quick farms of farming Wotan. Now, it sounds like using the car glitch to get legendaries, to possibly put it on builds, to potentially put it onto save files, and then transfer it to other people. It kind of sounds like using a glitch to exploit, not? So anyways, moving on into Arms Race, you could actually do that car teleportation glitch and take the car into Arms Race, and you can also use the Wondercast feature from there. I did this a bunch. The car teleportation glitch was actually kind of cool, and there was a second version glitch where you could infinitely teleport back into the vehicle and spawn the boss again and again and again instead of having to separately do the glitch over and over again. You could just infinitely stay in the same spot. It was overpowered, it was game breaking, and I actually wanted this fixed at some point. Highlighting a glitch and having people watch it means that it will actually get attention on it and it'll get fixed faster. Ignoring it makes it so that it just gets kind of swept under the rug and it's not really a big deal, right? Anyways, I did this car glitch, and the class mods that were actually attached to Arms Race. I don't know if you've ever seen the hunts before, but inside the hunt, a lot of people talked about the drops rates of the class mod. 1.3% or less. It depends on if it is weighted to your character or not, which is ridiculous, especially if you're starting from scratch and you're randomized. Absolutely ridiculous class mod. So, a thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to get all these class mods and put them on builds for future builds. And if you look at my channel, I have hundreds of builds on the channel that also involve a lot of the core skill tree, the class mods, and everything like that. I used all these things that legitimately dropped. So it was a big problem for a lot of people. Modded Arms Race was another topic. I never did any mod on Modded Arms Race. Modded Arms Race was another topic that the community. I wasn't involved in that. A couple folks, Bird and Epic, were not big fans of this. As you can see in this clip here from Bird, it's a very obvious who was being quoted in here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now.
So guys, this is how you actually play Arms Race, alright? So you hop in here, and you actually pick up the guns here, and then you like actually have to look at your map and like plan out, alright? Now, there's another way out there where you can just spawn in a bike and be a piece of crap. Don't be that person. Don't be that person.
Don't be a piece of crap for spawning in the bike. Just superiority complex by playing the game that they wanted to play. If I should actually take screenshots of this. If you take a look at Bird's channel, by the way, during the time of Arms Race, for a month straight, they did the fast extraction titles in all caps to try to like bait views. My my stream titles and my streams lived in Bird's Twitch channel for about a month rent-free. It was pretty funny because they were triggered that much by it. Now, moving on, Epic was also not a fan of this, but if you take a look at some of these screenshots here, I'll post it as I chat over here. Epic actually covered the same exact glitch. Now, if you look at the Discord DMs, which are the ones that are in dark mode, you can see at the very top that November 20th, we just go ahead and double check and put this up in front of me. November 20th of 2020 is when I got the message, dude, don't stream those Arms Race. If you look at Epic's Murder Cane video, you could actually post it on November 12th, 2020. So there was an 8-day time gap between the two. 8 days to go from, hey, this is a really cool glitch, let's post the glitch, let's get 30,000 views on this glitch, that I did first, by the way. He switched completely around in days. You would think that if it was frowned upon, the video would be taken down. You would think that it would not be monetized, which it still is, by the way. If you get ads on it, it's monetized. You can even double check to see if it's monetized on certain websites. But there was a 30,000 view monetized video on how to do it from Epic's channel, which came into my Twitch chat and he said, oh my god, I was about to do this glitch and Canada Man does it first. I can actually pull a screenshot for that if anybody wants that. I could do it. But yeah, he said Canada Man does it first. So I posted the video first, I did the glitch first, after me, and there was an 8-day time gap between him posting the video and him not to do these glitches, which is a very short time period. And if we move on to some more Discord, kind of traveled quickly from that time period of November 20th to December 8th, and I got the long text that you've probably seen in other people's videos by now. It's not gone away, it's still there. To try to break it down a little bit more, I ignored you when you stopped by, and for good reason. I stopped by his Twitch channel after a decent amount of time. He streams in the morning. I don't really get up in the mornings. Very, very rare that I do, so I stopped by. as you can see in my first message, I said, you know, I popped by your stream a bit earlier, but passed out so quickly because I sleep at that time. My bad, lol. So it looked like I was still on friendly terms with him, but it didn't seem like he was. So I've never come across someone as two-faced, fake, and just downright disrespectful, which that could honestly be anything. I have no idea what it's specifically referencing. You knew what you were doing back with the Lilith Chest event exploits. I did. It started with Mopey Flip. I was at TwitchCon at the time when it really got popular, and Depresicles was streaming it first. He had about a week on me before I got back and really looked into seeing what was the popular trend at the time, to see what people did in. It was that. So I knew what it was, but again, the only other piece of content to do in the game was killing Graveward 500 times and opening up a chest at the end anyway for maybe, if you were lucky, a 10% chance of getting a legendary in return of guaranteed legendary. It just seems obvious what is a lot better to do. I tried to stay silent on the whole arms race thing, which, you know, 8 days ago when he said not to do it, he posted a video on it and has it monetized. Remember, if I'm on stream and I'm streaming it, the potential of monetization is so far below. I can't guarantee, you know, give subs or bits or whatever. I can't guarantee that. And the ad revenue on Twitch, let me tell you, one ad for one person watching it is like 1/10 of a penny. So I made $0 on that. I was doing it because I wanted to do it and for fun and to foster a community of people who wanted to get legendaries but also didn't have as much time to go for a 1% drop, you know? Tried to stay silent on the whole arms race thing, but thought, why not help with a friend and let him know what he's doing? Bad idea, and may have some bad repercussions. So, he posted the video.
YouTube, it's Epic here and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you an absolutely game-breaking glitch right now which allows you to go into arms race and not have to worry about any of the going to want to go. So, and now hop out. So what I'm going to do now is, timing is very tricky, and now all I'm going to do is, and as you can see my timing was off, so I jump out, go back. That's just to do is take your car, spawn button at the map button at the same time. That's what gets the best results. You're going to spawn in your car, hopefully. Now, do not go around with your car and try to kill enemies. What you want to do is take your car and just drive it outside like I'm doing now and take it to a safe spot where it's not going to get blown up.
It's still monetized on his channel to this day. It's not taken down. And he's saying that it's a bad idea and bad repercussions for him doing the exact same thing. Okay, seems kind of hypocritical. But you did it anyway, B, because you knew it would pull in views in order to help you push your partner. So, the thing with that is yeah, absolutely. 100% right. Because what you do is you, as a content creator, you do something that is either a balance of fun for the creator. If you're not having fun, why do it? Why bother? I was having fun. I like glitches. I have a Halo 2 copy right in front of me as I'm recording this video. I grenade jumped and I jumped out of the map in Halo 2 all the time. I've done glitches for, God, how old am I? 2 decades now. And it's not new for me. I know what people like and what people enjoy. People like glitches. People watch glitches. It's just, you know, look at Borderlands 2. Salvador as a character is a walking. People love Salvador. People love the offhanded glitch. People love glitches. That's just what it is. If I'm able to discover a glitch myself, that's huge. If you look on my channel back in Borderlands 2 days when Hatterax dropped, I actually was the first person to discover the Hatterax ledge glitch and was the first one to post it. If you get launched up into the air and you get pushed into the corner on the ledge, yeah, Hatterax doesn't touch you. Also, I was one of, inside the group of the ones who found out how to put a status effect, Slag particularly, because it's the longest status effect in the game, so that you can stop Hatterax's healing. that benefited so many people, and but it's still there. From Eric's Ledge Glitch, Borderlands 1, 2009. God, that's been in there forever. And it still benefits people. It's still posted on YouTube. It's not a new thing. You directly abuse the Twitch directory and all because you want to advance your career. Again, that's the same thing basically as I just talked about. People do what people want to watch. Then the following night I sat there along with many other Borderlands creators and watched as you mocked and spoke down to someone condemning your action. Now to cover that, someone stopped by my stream for the first time. I don't remember their name. I think it was Snake something, started with an S. I don't remember. But they were a first-time chatter. I can see that with the first-time chatter notification. And they stopped by my stream for the first time, and they were a semi-decent person. They talking about saying things like, hey, you shouldn't do this glitch or whatever. And I just said the same thing I'm telling you guys. I'm having fun. I'm gonna do it. Gearbox hasn't stopped it or said anything about it. To my, blissful ignorance, I have no idea where they stand on it. And if that was a Gearbox dev telling me to do it, sure, I would stop it. Absolutely. If they didn't want that, if I knew about it, yeah, I would have stopped. But this is just a random Joe who stopped by, and basically how I responded. Now, there were some people in chat at the time who were tagging him and, kind of making some sarcastic comments. And admittedly, some of them were kind of funny. But I also said that, to cut that out, to stop that, and not to make fun of somebody else. I also said that they are free to express as they wish, even if I disagree with it. I wish I had a clip of that. I don't. But what I do know is that this person is a person who was part of Epic's community. I looked in Epic's VOD that same day because Epic goes live before me. Him being in somewhere in Europe, UK or something. We have a 6-hour time difference. So I looked in his VOD that day, and I noticed that same person in there. And the only thing that he said, that same person in that Twitch chat, was the arms race glitch. People who do it are pussies. And then I honestly did not really feel that bad for how I responded. I didn't feel bad originally, and I felt even less bad after seeing that, as their confrontation was so passive, non-confrontational, but they were able to be confrontational without me being there. And that just seemed like someone who is unable to kind of express themselves. And I don't really enjoy lightness to my face if it's going to be brought back and taken back when I'm not there. So I'm not really a big fan of that. But that's what he's talking about. Basically, it's whatever. I don't even remember the person's name, honestly. So once again, I reached out to warn you. There were multiple warnings at DM. I have a lot of DMs that are here, and those DMs are across other people's video terms, 6 and Max as well. I have helped and helped and helped you so many times. And yeah, that's true. Epic was once upon a time a decent person. You could reach out to him in a DM and you could be like, hey, I'm having trouble with such and such. What are your thoughts, opinions? And I get some help. We've done videos together. He's asked me to, send him photos of myself, and he did a Photoshop job of a video series we did together, which he took down because he doesn't want any association again. So all those videos are down now, unfortunately. They were pretty good videos, honestly. I liked them. But yeah, once upon a time he was a decent person. I think money and numbers kind of got to Epic and probably others. I think a superiority complex kind of kicked in, sort of like a responsibility step up role kind of kicked in. But come coming from a talking down kind of place. That's either not what you're supposed to do, the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You have stabbed me and many others in our attacks. I assume that has something to do with not siding with them on the exploits. That took kind of my own content route, which my channel, I could do what I want with it. If it's stopped by a patch or a dev, where they can find me. I've had devs reach out before me to me in Twitch chats before and talk to me about glitches. In fact, I actually have a photo right here. Let me show you. That right there is Graham. He is the person who's lead level designer of Borderlands 3. So working on post-ship Borderlands 3. Had a great conversation with me. Talked about Mo's builds with the Guardian Angel effect in that tweet. We talked for hours. Become apparent that reaching out via negativity is just not going to be a thing. But if it's a positive light, sure. We shot the shit. It was great. They're awesome people. I never had a problem with them before. He said you're a leech, and I sincerely hope karma finds its way in due time. Please don't associate with me. I don't know about the leech part. I assume that has something to do with the reaching out to help, but it's pretty easy to say no when someone asks for assistance. If I reach out and go, hey, I need help with such and such, no is a very valid answer. Or I don't have time is a very valid answer. It's he's reached out to me to make content with his ideas, and he wanted me involved with that. I don't see him as a leech. He took down those videos. I think I still have those videos up somewhere, but it was very back and forth. That would be the opposite of what a leech entails. And to finalize, there was the whole Quag situation. Now, this was talked about in other channels quite often, and I'm just going to go ahead and say my summary of it now. So, there was a episode on Twitch called the Wondercast. The Wondercast in this particular episode was highlighting and talking about devs coming on the stream, having important information about the future of Wonderlands, and also, I believe, the DLCs. Now, Wonderlands was in a dire situation, and it was always in a dire situation, honestly, but people were very, very hopeful, and people were crossing their fingers for this exact Wondercast to come out, and hopefully we get a good turnaround for the future of Wonderlands with these devs coming on with news. Now, it was a 1 hour long segment, 1 hour long episode, maybe just under 55 minutes or something. The first 40 to 45 minutes was no news, no developers, nothing, no answers, no future of the game. There were 4 people who were on this Wonderlands Bordercast. I believe it was Mitsu, Tessa, I don't know how to pronounce her name, someone named Nemesis, and Lazy Data. And they were kind of just talking about the game and the first time that they played the game and the story of the game, and no news at all. People were very increasingly frustrated because people wanted news, people wanted a good future of the game, and people wanted a good like Q&A. But if it's going to be 40-45 minutes of just filler and then 10 minutes of the devs coming on with no information whatsoever and teases and hints and no actual news, people are going to be very upset and very frustrated, especially if you're going to promote something where news is going to be provided. That's kind of just a false title, and you're just going to kind of betray your fan base. Now, there was a burner account, which I believe Term actually posted in one of his videos, where he highlighted all the comments, including his own, to prove his innocence, which rightfully so. And that burner account told TBJ Quag to off themselves. And I don't condone that whatsoever. I don't care if it was a burner account. I don't care who the main account was. You don't say something like that, ever. It's not right. And CJOC made a little comment or quip, as Quag put it. I don't remember exactly what the context was, but it was nothing like to fuel the fire or anything bad on that. It wasn't anything of that nature. Siege was actually, you know, pretty calm about it. It was an alright interaction. And then Quag made a list. And this is what we like to call the Blacklist. This list was passed around to every Discord, every creator, and mostly to Ki11ersix where it was forwarded. I don't know who was the one who got this original screenshot, but bless their heart for doing it, because if that was not revealed or shown, this would probably still be under the rug, honestly. So props to them. I don't know who it was, but did the right thing. This blacklist was tossed around, and it was talking about Quag saying things like removing people who represent the lands community. You've probably seen that screenshot a million times, and that kind of just speaks for Quag's character. If you remember who Quag was before he was a content creator, this was a person who was actively on Twitter, in chats like, you know, Lazy Data's and I Love Cheese's Twitch chat, and they were just a complete off-the-rails menace. A complete menace. They would, you know, shit talk everybody and everything. And, you know, it kind of makes sense that they were always in Cheese and Lazy Data's chat, considering, you know, they kind of rode their coattails to some form of quote-unquote fame or success. You know, Wonderland's partner, that probably got, you know, nobody nowhere. But, you know, some form of success came from it, I guess. And as soon as they became a creator, a complete 180 switch. There was a base that they put on top of the actual toxic person is or tries to hide, but it's all over in these Twitch chats, all over in these Discords. If you look back far enough of who this kind of person is, and it's something that was a very damaging move to a lot of people, because this is where Ki11ersix chimes in. And Ki11ersix kind of made it a big deal about the comment that I made in that chat about the news of the Wondercast. I said, "This ain't it, Chief." As in, I'm not happy with the news. This ain't it. You know? Now, admittedly, that's a very unprofessional comment, and I can fully admit that. Fully admit that that's an unprofessional comment, and not something that a content creator should do in a professional aspect. I can admit that. However, if there's a literal death threat that's being slung around on a burner account, that should be the priority. This ain't it, Chief, with a comment that is attached to an unalive comment, don't go together at all. Not one bit. And an upsetting thing is that that damage was done by folks like, you know, Quag, Epic, Bird, because they all kind of circle jerk each other. And also Ki11ersix was kind of, you know, chiming in and quote unquote was tired of the negativity, but also kind of providing the negativity. No matter, you know, choosing a side, you're going to be choosing negative to one person or another. And everybody on that list was affected in a negative way, thus creating more negativity. The damage was done. No apologies were made except for the one person who did reach out to me and lost a DM for apology. Kudos to them for stepping up for that. Nobody else has. I've even mentioned my side to Ki11ersix directly. There's still never going to be a public apology, ever, because either they don't think that they've done anything wrong, or knee-jerk reaction, as it was said, just a mistake, and that it wasn't really damaging to anybody. But it was. It affected a lot of people. And it kind of suppressed and crushed their chances at being anything more. even if it was not known or indirect. And saddens me. It really does. I've already ran over this video quite long already. I can see on my recording that it's about 25 minutes. I just wanted to touch up on the original way that all of this is coming back to light and the purpose. So a lot of this came from Mac Morning After Kill, digging up old receipts and tabs basically back on the Battle Pass days. Now, if you haven't heard, Mac made a video where it was talking about a Battle Pass. And I'm not going to lie, I actually made a video myself that was kind of trying to debunk it as well, because I was on the side of debunking it. I didn't think it was true. But I have the original video. I still have it on my desktop to this day. I'm not going to show anything out of it because there is 2K assets in there, and all of those are subject to put me in legal trouble, so I'm not going to. But just know that I have the video and I've watched it several times. Inside there is a roadmap, and the roadmap shows, specifically in February of 2020, that a Battle Pass and microtransactions were come online. The goal of this is to basically have the vault cards as separate microtransactions in the game. So imagine instead of the vault cards being released as one in a season pass, imagine each individual vault card being $5 to $10, and then having multiples of those. That was the original plan, and then, like, you know, added things on top of it, probably cosmetics and shit, but that was the original plan. And upon seeing the photo of that, and then trying to line up all the rest of the things in there, like timeline of DLC 1, Malawan takedown, and things like that, if you look back in time, there was actually delays on all of those events. So the delays were about a week. If you remember back in the Guardian takedown days, they actually delayed that by about a week as well. 7 days exactly. And it's not unheard of that they have these delays, which would line up with everything that was said in that photo, meaning that there was some truth to it. And by some truth, I mean all truth. If we take a look at everything that Mac has dropped, his way of being upset is validated. If you're a business, or if you're a person of providing news, and someone's going to attempt to try to knock that down, that type of defamation. That's even a type of defamation of character, which is illegal. To provide sources, or attempt to provide sources to call someone a liar on that, which is where all of this kind of sparked up again. Now, I have no ill will towards K6. I don't. I've said that many times before. I've K6 that directly to his face. I don't see him as the villain. However, there is some very suspicious activity that I would say is being brought up by Mac, and he's very valid for how he feels about that. And I wish him all the best of luck on that, because I have to say that a lot of creators that K6 still interacts with are abusers. And as you can see, there are a lot of abusive people that exist in this space. So at the very least, I'm cautious, for good reason. If someone is brought up and known to be an abuser, and there's a person who tries to be a mutual friend of both of you, you're going to be a little cautious. And I think I'm pretty valid in saying that. Seems like a decent person, but I'm cautious. I hope that in the end, everything kind of works out. I don't know how it's going to work out, because this is just the beginning. There's my side, there's everybody's sides, and then there's potential counter sides, and you know, it's just going to snowball from there. But my hope is that everything kind of just works out in the end, and we have a great launch of Borderlands 4. That's just my hope. That's my side story, and I wanted to thank you guys for listening and for watching. it's hard to do all of this. Very, very hard. But a wise man once said there's a difference between bravery and courage. And one of them is involved to do something that is terrifying, but something that you have to do. And that's what I'm doing. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is going to be it from me. But I'm going to let you guys make your decisions for yourselves.